Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and I have a favorite pair of distressed jeans. The problem is they're a little too distressed now. The hole in my knee is so big, I need to pull up the bottom of my pants as I'm pulling up everything. So that definitely needs to fix. And I'm going to do it, well, as easy as I can and still make it look nice. So here is that beautiful big distressed hole that my knee comes right out of. I do not want to put a patch over top, so I'm going to put a patch in from the back side. So I still see all of this distressed look, but it's going to be more comfortable. And I'm going to use a lace. So this pair of jeans is a stretch denim. So I will need a stretch fabric. I have lots of lace. The problem is it's either too small, the holes are too big, the fabric is too delicate, or it doesn't stretch. So one of the best things to do is get a stretch lace. Now you're going to be able to get this at a fabric store, and you'll have to look under the specialty lace. So in this case, it is a nice big wide lace, just a little bit over 5 inches. And it does have a good stretch to it. So as my pants stretch, that patch is going to stretch as well. When we look at lace, we do have two sides. One side will be flatter, and that's the side I want towards my body. So that ridge will be pointing outside. Now there's a lot of different laces that you can get. You can even get laces that have embellishments on them. So what I'm looking for, other than something that stretches, is something that's going to cover that entire area. I am going to be putting a patch from one seam to the other seam. So this is the size that I'm looking for. So we need to find something that we are going to want underneath and some iron-on hem tape. You can get this iron-on hem tape in lots of different colors and different sizes. One side looks like a twill tape, and the other side has an adhesive on it. You can see that shiny part is the adhesive. So I will be using that along with some sewing. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn those pants so I'm looking at the wrong side. You're going to find one side we'll have a seam where you can see that we have the stitching and that edge. The other side is flat. I am going to be doing some hand sewing and some machine sewing. So I'm going to be taking this lace, and I want to make sure that that bumpy side is facing the outside. I'm going to center that up. From here, I can just do a row of stitching right along that original seam. And I would recommend also just a little zigzag to hold that onto that seam. And that way we are going to have the comfort there. Once that one edge is stitched down, we're going to be able to smooth this. Put a couple of pins just to hold it right in place. And I want to cut this fabric along one of those lines. And I like to have the furthest line. And it does not have to be exact. We are going to take a needle and thread and stitch this down, and we're going to stitch it through this line of stitching. And what I mean by that is as I'm stitching, I'm just going to go through that little thread loop. I'm just going to put my needle between those threads and then catch that lace. So I'm not worried about going through the denim. I'm just using that strong denim thread. Once you come to the end, you can knot that, and if you would like, you can do another row following that second row. Those 2 rows of stitching are going to take care of holding that in place. However, we will need to do something to this top and bottom. As we are putting our legs in, we will get caught and it won't be comfortable. So you can either hand baste this down, just catching some tiny little threads so that you don't see the stitching on the front, or this is where we're going to be able to use that iron-on hem tape. So we're going to need half of that edge on one side of the tape and the denim on the other. And I would recommend some type of a cloth to go over top. If we do not have a pressing cloth, what we can use is something from the kitchen, and it is called parchment paper. So I'm going to cut that tape to the size that I need. I'm going to line it up, put my paper over top, and press. We will need to do that to the top, and I personally want to do it for the bottom. Now when we go to put our pants on, our foot is not going to get caught in this patch. And it looks great from the other side. I still have that distressed look, but I have a little bit of that lace peeking through. It does have that stretch, so it's going to remain comfortable. Because this is lace, I'm going to add a few little embellishments. We can add little buttons, little beads, little applique shapes. What I wouldn't recommend is a button that has that little shaft on the back. It's not going to lie flat and it's going to get caught on things. Also, large buttons or large beads. They will get caught on things and, well, they're not going to be comfortable when we have the pants brush against our legs or we bang up against something. So small little ones and something that is flat will definitely be more comfortable. I'm going to stitch through the denim and that lace in the back. How much you put on, of course, is all up to you. Now I need to do the other knee. Even though the other knee is not as bad, I do want it to match. So my two knees are done. And for the top, I just added some larger pearls on one side. Adding some embellishments somewhere else in the pants will make it look like it was supposed to be there. It's not an afterthought. These will be so cute with a pair of white sneakers or even a pair of white stilettos. That patch not only looks great, but it's going to be comfortable. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.